Today on the hookup, we're going to add a little flair to my automated bedroom curtains by adding a valance with individually addressable RGBW LEDs that can simulate a sunrise, set the mood, or just provide you with high quality, tunable white light. Outside of YouTube, I'm a high school science teacher, and for the most part, I love my job. But one thing that I absolutely hate is that my day starts well before the sun comes up every day. I'd love to be able to wake up to the sunrise and natural light, but it's just not in the cards. So what's the next best thing? How about a gradual artificial sunrise that peeks out from behind the top of the valance? Sounds like a job for individually addressable RGB LEDs. If you're interested in my construction process for the valance, there's not much to it. I bought two 1x8x12 pieces of pine from Home Depot, I cut them to length, and then I lazily joined them together in the middle. And then I stained them. I chose pine for a few reasons. These may or may not apply to you, so choose accordingly. I spent about an hour total in the construction process for the valance, and then I spent about 3 or 4 hours trying to get them mounted on the wall while dealing with rapidly increasing frustration and blood pressure. In the end, I'm happy with how it came out, so I guess that means it was all worth it. I'm using a 5-volt 6-amp power supply and a Node MCU to power these LEDs. I'm not using a logic shifter, so I needed to keep the Node MCU close to the LEDs. To do this, I just used some female to male jumper wires to connect directly to the harness that comes with the LEDs, and then I used the power injection wires on the LED strip to supply 5 volts and ground. This is a super easy way to power your Node MCU from the same supply as your LEDs without needing to solder anything. I put the Node MCU in a little clear box so that it wouldn't short out on the aluminum railing, and then I left it on top of the curtains behind the valance. I ran the LEDs along the back of the valance pointing towards the wall so the light would be as indirect as possible. Like other LED strips that I've used, the adhesive backing on these is pretty much worthless for attaching to wood, and so it'll quickly come loose. This is an easy problem to solve with a few dabs of hot glue, but it's an additional step that I'd recommend that you take to make sure that your installation is permanent and trouble-free. As I mentioned before, the LEDs I selected are the WS2812B chip, and they're therefore individually addressable. I've used these on a bunch of other projects, but these ones are a bit special. Instead of RGB, which has an LED chip split up into red, green, and blue segments, these are RGBW, which adds a 4th channel that contains a pure white LED. The major upside to this variety is that instead of the strange bluish white that you get from RGB pixels, RGBW pixels can produce a true white light. And by incorporating a little bit of RGB, you can easily tune them to any color temperature that you want to match the rest of your light bulbs. I sourced these RGBW LEDs from Banggood, and before I go on, I feel like I need to publicly apologize to my contact at Banggood. Back in October, she sent me this RGBW LED strip and a couple of other products for a project. But unfortunately, that project totally failed, so I scrapped the video and then I put the components into my drawer of shame, where I throw all the components for my incomplete projects. When I started this project, I remembered that I had them and they were the perfect fit for this application. So sorry this video is a little bit late, Jessica, but I hope you like it. Alright, back to the project. The only downside of RGBW is that since they require 4 channels per pixel, they're not compatible with my favorite individually addressable Arduino library, which is Fast LED. The NeoPixel library is able to drive them, but it's not as feature-rich as the Fast LED library. So if you want to do fancy things like fading, adding or subtracting a value from a color, or changing the strip brightness, you'll need to write those functions yourself. I searched quite a bit for a sunrise simulation that I liked, but in the end, I decided to write a new one specifically for this application. The way it works is you fill out the user configuration section, including your Wi-Fi information, MQTT information, how many LEDs are in your strip, and how large you want the sun to be. And then you upload it to your Node MCU. Then all you have to do is send the number of seconds that you want the sunrise to last to the wake alarm MQTT topic, and it will run the sunrise animation over that specific amount of time. The light starts out very dim over the first few cycles and gradually gets brighter and brighter as the sun peaks up over the horizon. It takes a few mornings to figure out how quickly you'll wake up once the lights come on, but once you get it dialed in, the difference between waking up to a noisy alarm clock and an artificial sunrise is pretty significant. I figured out that if I set the sunrise to about 5 minutes, I usually start waking up around 1 minute into the sequence. And then I have about 3 minutes of being slightly irritated by the fact that I need to wake up, and finally the last minute I'm just laying there in bed enjoying the rest of the animation. If you need a snooze button in your sunrise, you're going to have to code that yourself, because I don't do snoozing. Aside from being a great alarm clock, these strips also make an excellent general purpose light. The indirect light that they provide is pleasant, and the brightness and color can be easily changed in Home Assistant. I wired a Shelly with Tasmota into the switch box to control the lights via MQTT, and I'm currently using a Node-RED automation to listen for the Tasmota switch toggle and then synchronize that with the Home Assistant light entity. This works well because the sunrise sets the state of the switch in Home Assistant to on, so it can easily be turned back off without needing to cycle the lights on and then off again. Aside from mounting the Valance to the wall, which nearly gave me an anxiety attack, this project was actually pretty simple and straightforward, and the results look great. If you'd like to give this project a try, I've put all the parts that I use down in the description, as well as a link to my GitHub page that contains all the code. Thank you to all of my awesome patrons over at Patreon for your continued support of my channel. If you're interested in supporting this channel, check out the links down in the description. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing. And as always, thanks for watching The Hookup.